We're back. Thank you for tuning in to the John Williams Show again, right? Brought to you in part by BPUA. Um, thanks again to Channel 49 TV. Thanks for tuning in again. Oh, my shirt. This is another throwback. See, we got the hat, go with it, brown, green. My throwback Celtics. Number 5. Remember to go in there, number 5. Oh, yeah, boy. Doom. Now, remember I said that when we came back that I was going to be also bringing in, showing you some books that I had. So I did the pleasure of getting some books and bringing some books so you guys could see it. Here are some of the books that I was talking about. And I always talk about one of the great native teachers, and I had the pleasure of reading the book. I was glad to know he was a scholar and a great native teacher and a great author as well. So here's his book. It's one of his books. Yeah, Brother John Henry Clark. This is him on the back. Yeah, and so I had opportunity to read that, and he got other books as well. Somebody that I did forget to mention, one of my great scholars that I've also enjoyed reading his books and his work. Is by Dr. Ivy Van Sertima that came before Columbus. This is a good reader right here. And you'll be interested. There's some interesting things in it that you'll find out about who we are, who we have been, um, enlightened to who somebody else say that you are, or somebody else say that somebody else is. You'd be glad to find that somebody's work counters what we've been told and taught in these schools. Um, and I also talked about, again, Francine Chris Wilson, the ISIS papers. So here's this right here. I talked about Francine Chris Wilson, and I'd like for you to look up "We Are at War." Look that up. That's really good. I've always liked listening to Francine Chris Wilson. Really display a lot of stuff. Really gonna mess you up. You're gonna enjoy that. You're gonna love that. And I talk a lot about Dr. Anderson, Powernomics. You know, they have it here in Dallas. They don't have it now in Fort Worth, but it covers Fort Worth too. Black Labor, White Wealth, and then there's Dr. Anderson. I also got a chance to meet Dr. Anderson when they came. They did the um, um, Powernomics Dallas when the first one when they first came. Um, I got a chance to meet Dr. Anderson, and he said actually he autographed this particular book right here, right there. It's autographed by him, and you can see it. He said, "You're gonna read this book now?" I said, "Oh, I read it. I read it all the time." I'm quoting it exactly how it is. It's on YouTube. I said, "I read it all the time." He said, because if you don't, he said, you heard one of them, dang, what do you call it? Some kind of chicken land. I said, no, I'm not familiar with that. He said, I'm gonna go out there and get one of them chicken and tear you up if you don't read this. I died laughing though, but that's the character of Dr. Clyde Anderson. So, and then last but not least, I also have my work. See, other authors, other people inspire you. I don't care what you've been through. You don't let people dictate your future, your nothing, especially by using your past. This is another thing that I wanted to deal with as well. The law deals with the way things are structured to be able to keep people disenfranchised but it really should push you over into really being self-made. instead of depending on somebody. Even before going through my three C's: control, confinement, and uh, control, confinement, and what is the other one? Those are three C. Y'all gotta help me out. Control, confinement, and is it something else? But anyway, when I went through those, the main thing that I learned before that was that I couldn't keep a job in the structured society. Um, uh, Correction. That's it. Control, confinement, correction. Before the correction, um, they were trying to control me anyway, and they never could control me as a young man. I never could keep a job, and I always wondered. From the age of 17 up until around 28, I never could keep a job. No more than my longest one was at least almost 2 3 years, close to it. And that was, fired for insubordination at the end of that. And that's putting up with a lot of stuff. But I never could keep one in the dominant cultural society. I never could keep it. Even when I hadn't gone through the three C's: control, confinement, and what was the other one? But so after going through those, um, correction, control, and confinement, I I got the idea to stay away from the dominant society, even if it meant starving, because without the three C's, you still was under control, confinement, and correction. Still was under that. So that's the reason they use the past. Not all in all cases, but in some cases, the past is, especially if it's a pivotal point for them to be able to say this, that. That's why they always use school records. Oh, the school records was, you growing up bad or whatever. It kept that, and especially on black boys and kids, it kept them school. It's gonna be in school for a long time, because it dictates your life, and we never knew that it really do. It really did stick with you. We're here. They tell us. Um, so they have background, but they don't have future ground, and they don't have present ground. And your background don't dictate your future ground, and it doesn't dictate um, your present ground. So they don't have present ground. Well, they want to do a background check. Like, why don't you do a present ground check? Because you damn sure can't do no future ground check. So they stick with background and leave present ground out the way. Present ground tells a different story. Then they want to stick with that. So that's the easy way to really be able to. So with that, I knew coming up, because I ain't had no background. It was just control, confinement, and correction without a background. And that's all it's been. It could never keep one. So knowing that that's going to be a very impossibility because of the control mechanism, it's going to be in a position where folks are going to have to, you have to maintain for yourself. You might not be able to do any manual labor. With the way this crisis is finna hit, and the way the weather is going to be, it's going to be, it's going to be doing different things, things that ain't never been seen, like, or heard of much. So that's really like ain't never been seen, but ain't been heard of like that. But it's been done or whatever. It's done happened. It's just gonna be different events that's gonna slow down things, and really nothing's gonna really turn it around. But um, but knowing that you're gonna have to survive. That's what I started singing. I couldn't even. I had a family. Nobody cared about it. I had no family. I gave a damn about that. I had kids. I was working, trying to do anything to better me for them or for them. They didn't care nothing about that. This was capitalism, and it's capitalism at its best, and we haven't capitalized. And those who have, again, it's been through this entertainment type of stuff. So, I never knew, I was looking up the richest black, sort of richest black women. Rihanna's one of them, you know. But that wasn't through, they say, entertainment. That was through this makeup stuff, you know. Um, that's another form of beauty enhanced. So, you know, uh, we're going to have to get into enterprise, into really, really getting into certain markets to where we're not strangers to our own people in other countries and in other places that we should be able to, that we should reach out to, and stop being comfortable thinking that everything here is peaches and cream, is so good in this particular backyard that we don't need to venture out and look out. We'll look up and the dominant society will be fleeing on one end, telling you something else on the other end, but preparing to leave, or already have made preparations and are way far ahead of black folks could ever be. And we thinking they, right here with us. And they not. They already done moved ahead. We don't know about the stuff that's underground. We don't have a clue about the stuff that's underground. We don't have a clue about the stuff that's up in the air. We don't have a clue about what really is on the moon, what's up there, what they don't put up there. We have a clue about what's really in the water. Um, is it a city in the water? You know, it's cities underground. Um, you know, um, that movie, The Kingsman, um, got to be real. They're not just thinking of these things, man, and then actually taking you in it and showing you dimensions of it as if they thought about that to put it in a damn movie. Get real. You don't think of stuff like this here to display it in a movie just for 2 hours and go through tons of type of production to get it done. These things, you're really showing some stuff that's really for real and it's really there. Um, and you don't have the dynamics that specific just to pretend like it's real, or if it was, this is how it would look. That's how it actually looked, because those are the real dynamics of it. Um, and that's the real blueprint. And you're able to take people through it, and look like a maze. And people are amazed, because it's a maze. So you're amazed when it's something that's like that. And then be able to put it out as if it's just entertainment. And you can do it and get away with it and it just be. Even if you know it's real, even if you question it, it could just be passed off like that. It's in a movie. It's Hollywood. So, but when we get to the point where when we start really understanding, and we just steal them so we can't get a good house. Think of the things when we, as Christians, if you want to get real deep to it. So, you're waiting to die to be a spirit. And a spirit, Jesus said ain't no ghost, because he told the disciples don't worry about it, don't look for a ghost. So you want to be a spirit, and you're going to get a mansion as a spirit now. But that's a ghost, right? So then what would a spirit need with a house when He gonna walk through walls. He gonna see through the house. That's where you stay. You a spirit. You're not an angel because you're supposed to be right now in the Bible one step lower than the angels because that's flesh. The angels is in um, a spiritual Artarian type. They're not even Artarians. They're spirit. Artarian is different, and Startarian is different than that. Satan was the fallen star, the bright morning star. So they Startarian. That's what stars fall. Artarian are the like Archangel Prince Michael and righteous angel lightning face in the book of Daniel that was resisted by one of the Startarians, the Prince of Persia, which was a fallen Tartarian. Even if you thought that that was the truth, and just off the ghost theory, what would you need a house for up in heaven? But if you go on further than that, and you say, well, my brothers and sisters are going to be up there, my white brothers and sisters, they're going to be up there, they're going to protest heaven. They're going to say, God, you making a mistake. We had black folks in the ghetto, took their land, did every damn thing we wanted to castrate, did all kind of manner of stuff we wanted evil to them. And we wouldn't even give them an apartment or a house. Castrated them in every way we could. Sold their children, sold their parents, did everything we wanted to them. Put them in slavery, did it all. And told them that if they obeyed their master, according to what the Bible is, that they die and go to heaven and get a mansion. Now they're going to protest heaven. They're going to say, God, you made a mistake. Why are you going to get these people to have a mansion? They lived in slums in the ghetto and followed and did anything we told them to do, and we did anything we wanted to them. Why you giving them a mansion? God gonna have to think about that. And they're gonna say, well, we told them that you look like us, but they don't look like you. Then what God gonna say? What Jesus gonna say? I'm God of all. The Constitution say that is and justice for all, and they swear up and down on their heart. Right. So, and then if they don't give you an apartment for housing and felonize you and castrate you in every way, dog you in every way, Jim Crow segregate us in every way, um, and then give us the flu. You think you're gonna be in heaven with them with a mansion equal? You know, went through hell with them now, and earth, and now you accepted in heaven, and God and Jesus look just like them. I ain't seen God and Jesus yet look like somebody I know. Yeah, like somebody I ain't. I don't stay around me. Got me castrated. Got me put in a place that I can't. And then I can't even fight back. That's what I'm gonna be. See, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just glad that ain't gonna be the case. Because if it was, you wouldn't be in heaven. See, why am I talking about heaven when Gil Scott said, and White is on the moon? My sister got bit by a rat, but why did he on the moon? Who he getting away from? Who he leaving? Must be that beam they done shot in the sun, or they finna shoot it in the sun, and the sun's finna get too close to the earth, but they finna have to skip the earth some kind of way. They want to live and go to all these other places. And I'm hearing people say people is on different planets now. See, you stuck. You can't even get a house on top of the hill. You can't get an apartment in a trench. You ain't good enough for the rules they making. You ain't human enough for it for us to be worried about if we've accomplished something. Accomplishing something gonna be surviving. Boy, that's gonna be accomplishing every damn thing. They say, have you managed something? Yeah, black folks supposed to be able to tell them, yeah, we managed our life in this racist pig hole, slop, that we smell just like. According to Bubba Dick Gregory. See, we've managed to survive the ills of America. But here's gonna be a time where um, where our young people, if they don't survive this, and we out of there. See, they're giving them something now that is making like everybody getting the same thing. I don't know if everybody is getting the same thing. What is everybody getting then? When they're giving us these shots, what is everybody really getting? Some people okay with it. I'm okay if you're okay with it. Just don't be upset with me because I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, I took TB shot and came donate plasma now. Took a TB shot, went right up. They said, well, I'm supposed to wait 3 days for it. But I didn't wait 3 days. And then they said, well, you know, but I can't get plasma. Used to get plasma all the time until I took a TB shot. When I took a TB shot, when I tried to get plasma, they said, well, that's in your bloodstream. I can't get plasma. Then I went took the test again. Well, you don't have TB. You just when you took the shot, you weren't supposed to go and try to give plasma. Why not? Was it in me then? Or did it get in my bloodstream when you gave me the shot? And then I got TB in me now, and it's supposed to ward off TB if it comes. But then when I went and tested, well, it ain't got that. So what is the shot then? Because you're supposed to swell up or something, and it's supposed to stay at 9. But if it go down, you don't have it. What's the shot? Does it detect it, or is this that what it is? And then it says, well, I ain't got nothing to pair up with. I'm going to just leave. I'm going to die out in his body, or in her body, or whatever. I don't know. I know that. I know the flu is supposed to be it to protect you from if it come in you. Well, the flu already up in there. I said, well, shoot, I'm a serum flu. I'm part flu, but I'm part well. So really, I ain't coughing. I get it in you, you know what I'm saying? I can keep flu away from me. I'm cool with it. I'm gonna keep them off you though. But I'm here. I'm lounging in this joke in your body right now. You know, might feel a little woozy and sick. That's because I'm in here. But I'm cool, flu. Ain't gonna get you sick. I don't know what to expect from us. I know that we will start taking stuff serious when things start really crumbling. See, what's gonna happen with black folks is you're gonna try to hold what you got. Man, I tried that. You try to hold what you got because you work for that, boy, you better let that shit go. Let that stuff go. There ain't number some stuff that you done bought that other races of people done made. Y'all, we ain't made it. You ain't, everything that you finna have to get rid of, your people ain't making no way. Get rid of that stuff. Because it ain't gonna, and every time I lost something, it just hurt because you can't keep shit here, man. Dog, you can't keep nothing here. You can't keep a good relationship. You can't keep the little stuff that you're working by. You can't keep that. They change everything all the time. We in turmoil all the time. I don't understand why is it. I'm like you, Omar Johnson. You can't tell we at war because ain't nowhere in hell. I've never understood black folks all since being in East Garland. I remember coming up in East Garland. I remember in 84, 85. I remember being in East Garland. I remember there was an African store off of Highway 66 in Dairy Road. And I would go in that African store and I see so much stuff. I remember those little African faces they had, the gold with the little eyes they had. I remember all the little jewelry they had, all this African art, all that they had. I thought, man, it ain't gonna be nothing. Stuff like what I got here, but just a lot of stuff from there. But this was like 84. I never forget that. And I thought to myself, it ain't gonna be nothing for the kids to do or to sell or to have because they already got it. I was walking in the store, it was just so much, so big to me. I was little. Around by 86, 87, that wasn't no more. And I was looking for that. Now, You can't, a lot of this stuff I remember seeing, a lot of those little elephant things, and a lot of those jewelries, and a lot of those things. I mean, I wish I could find them. I would open a little store like that up again myself, try. But I thought then it would be nothing for us to do. That's too much for us to do because we're doing nothing. Too much for us to do. We lost it in the, I'm telling you, 80s. And a lot of y'all was just not born in the millennium. And 90 babies, but we a little bit further back. We kids in the 80s though, but still, there was going to be nothing had that kept going. And East Garland at that time at least had about 30,000 blacks, around about 99. From around about 80 to 99 is about 100,000 in that one area in East Garland. But today, and there was no apartments. They all had to either rent a place, house, or they own one. Today, I don't think out of 100,000 from 80 to around 99, I don't think today, and I've gone through there, I don't think there's 40 black families there through the whole. If you find 40, that's by how many it is. And then spread it out through Garland, you may find 150. And that's a 270,000 population city. If you find 150 families, that's amazing. Whereas from 80 to about 99, from 80 to at least 97, you couldn't go through that without seeing 100,000 black folks, because that's about how many it was in that city. It was at least 5 high schools. But anyway, we lost that. We lost that whole East Garland side. I'm never forget it. And I talk to people here in Tarrant, Fort Worth. They lost South Fort Worth. I've talked to one of my dear friends, and I call him my professor. But he said he went through there on a bus one time and just started crying when he looked at South Fort Worth, because he know darn well how many black folks were there and what it was really. And there's no sign of that no more. There's places in East Garland, I remember exactly what was there, what had happened there at that place. That is not there. And matter of fact, you would never know that was the case. They changed it. And their world continued. Your world end, man. Our world is ending. And it's at a draw. It's at a duel. What are we gonna do? We really out of bullets. Well, y'all, I'm about out of time. That concludes my show for today. Again, my information will be at the bottom. I want y'all to support me. So give me a call or give me an email and support this book. All right. Again, if you're dealing with anything under Chapter 62, BPUA, Black Paralegals Undergraduate Association, Basement Paralegals Undergraduate Association. Thanks again, Channel 49 TV. The John Williams Show. Signing out. Thank you.